G'day everybody, welcome to my channel, and it is a Friday size. Yeah, cannot believe that I'm coming in at you today with a Friday size. It's been a little while, and yeah, just a bit of a catch up, see what I have been kind of up to this week. Now, for those of you that do not know, Friday size was created by the wonderful Jen today in Jen's showing room, and you can find her wonderful channel and the wonderful lady herself in the show notes below. Obviously not the lady herself in the show notes, the link to her awesome channel. So yeah, just a bit of a catch up, sewing, a little bit of nature, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and everything else mixed in between. Thank you guys for the comments last week on my video, very much appreciated. And it's kind of sometimes a little bit of a dilemma if you kind of mention these things or not. However, sometimes it's good to obviously have a bit of an explanation, because not everybody realises kind of what goes on behind the seams and everything like that. And also sometimes by keeping silent, that also rewards bad behaviour. And yeah, I do not like rewarding bad behaviour, and again, a lot of other people are like that as well. If they are kind of seeing somebody going through stuff, obviously they may speak up and support that person, and those that kind of opt to just be silent, sometimes you have to remember that silence also rewards bad behaviour. Obviously we share the world with lots of negative people, and I'm using the word negative very politely. Obviously there is a lot more stronger words that could easily be used, but obviously this is a happy channel and we say things in a way that's polite. You guys can read between the lines. I have noticed a lot recently of a few kind of negative comments on people's channels. You can't read them and it's like, huh? Like, why already? I know some people obviously just think that because they are kind of watching you and everything like that, and you're kind of out there, that it kind of gives people almost like the right to be able to say whatever they feel necessary. And obviously they do, and you just need to they need to kind of take responsibility for things like that and be accountable, and also be aware that there are people out there that are going to defend people, and rightly so, because you know, if you say something that's really out of order, of course you're going to naturally, a good human will defend somebody, even if they do not know that person at all. If they feel that something is really wrong and negative things should not have been said, you know, it's just natural to defend that person and or people. And it's like the other thing as well, isn't it, like the expression to hide in plain sight. I mean, there are lots of people, let's kind of keep on a sort of a sewing level. Say for instance, there's people that have created beautiful creations, but to some they're like, oh my goodness, no way would I ever wear something like that if it's kind of something really out there and swashbuckling and bright colours, or I don't know, even almost creepy or scary. And it's like, yeah, but that's people's individual tastes and everything like that. And some people kind of skew them as, oh, they must be really bubbly, they're really confident and everything like that. Actually, on the contrary, a lot of the people are actually really quiet, really shy, and yeah, it's almost like they are invisible. Society has made them invisible because it is perhaps something that is a little bit too way out there, and it's kind of the wrong perspective of the person that kind of analyses somebody. Because we meet people and are in different situations. The first sort of 10-15 seconds, straight away your brain is kind of like analysing. We kind of all do a little bit of that. Sometimes we kind of look at things and we're like, oh, it's a little bit too scary, do not know if you can approach that person or speak to that person. It's like, oh, they don't kind of look, you know, the way I do, or I do not know if their taste, you know. And it's like, at the end of the day, they're still people behind either the rock look or the goth look or the business look, whatever it is. And I know a lot of people kind of sort of think that clothes say a lot about a person. Yes, for the most part, but also no. And a lot of people actually put on almost a mask with their clothes, and they are not at all like what their clothes are. Although they kind of like the theme and they dress in whatever it is that they dress in, they themselves and their personality do not actually necessarily reflect their clothes. So somebody could wear a really loud and rambunctious look of clothing, but actually their personality is really quite quiet and subdued and fun and happy. You know, some of the content in some of the negative messages that I had been given, again, it was obviously criticising the way I look, obviously my shape and the slimness that I am and the skin tone, and you know, being accused of being childish because I wear childish prints, and or I cannot pull off certain looks, whether it's dresses or rompers, and or the shoes are really ugly, or why don't I do anything with my hair. I mean, you name it, there was a whole bunch of negative things, and it really does affect a person. And I think when people kind of do all those negative things, they need to really learn how that is going to make another person feel. And yeah, there is a lot of connotations to everything like that. And you know, saying about they observe my subscriber account, I know I have, believe it or not, over the last few weeks I have lost a lot of subscribers, and people come and people go for whatever reason. Obviously I would love lots more subscribers, and I really build up a rapport with these subscribers that I have, especially obviously kind of getting to know people through the comments and everything like that. And yeah, of course I miss people when they go, and I have no idea why they go from the channel. It could be varying reasons. It could also just be simply because there are just so many channels out there now kind of doing similar things, and it's kind of just leave that and go to other channels. However, I'm like that. However, I never actually unsubscribe. I always keep the subscriber account going when I'm following people. I also think the actual word subscriber itself sometimes off-puts people. I know many years ago that when I started watching obviously the YouTube channels, and I saw that subscribe button, and I kind of thought it was something that you actually had to pay for, not realising that just clicking that subscribe solely meant that you are then subscribed to that channel, and when people put out a video, obviously you kind of then know. And also with the bell you get the notification. However, that's when the YouTube technology actually works. But also keeping those subscribers as well, or people you follow and you subscribe to them and everything like that, obviously it helps their channel. And I don't know how all this techie side works, but obviously with all the engagement and everything like that, I think all the algorithm, it kind of takes notice of everything like that. It helps shares people's videos, and obviously it costs no money. So yeah, the subscribe button is one of those buttons where you kind of think, oh no, if I subscribe that means it's going to cost me some money. No, I promise you guys it does not. And yeah, I mean, for some of us, especially at the moment with things the way they are financially, there's no worries at all, guys. For those of you that are a little unsure and you sometimes follow people and you think, oh, no, scary subscribe button, that means that I'm going to be pulled in and have to pay. No guys, no. It's the same with kind of the like button and dislike button. The psychology, I'm trying to have a serious conversation here, you know, wind. And yeah, it's kind of the psychology and everything behind it. And you know, it's like someone pushes that delete button, and it kind of sometimes just makes you feel like not only are you invisible, but it's almost like, no, that's it, you're gone, got rid of. You know, and that dislike thing is like, yeah, it's okay to dislike something, but again, it just adds that negativity when there's like an actual button to tell a person that you dislike it. However, saying that kind of all just goes over the head when obviously people then just take it that step further and think it's fun, or whatever word that they think of, to kind of send, you know, these personal messages, emails, and, you know, giving almost sometimes an essay and doing their best to explain themselves and justify themselves of why they're being negative. If you are lucky, sometimes you do not even get kind of an explanation as to their justification. Sometimes they are just so blunt beyond rude, and they just say yada yada yada, X, Y and Z, and it's like, okay, yeah, okay. For the most part I do not respond. Occasionally I do. again, sometimes there's like parameters when you kind of look at a situation. If somebody sort of starts off and says, oh, you know, I'm ever so sorry, to sort of, you know, message, you know, the tone changes completely then. And if they kind of explain and help you understand that maybe they're coming from a good angle, you know, that is completely different than someone that is just, yeah, full of curse words and just come out with some really, really nasty things, even threatening things. It's just, yeah. Like I said in my previous video, you know, people are very fickle, aren't they? I do actually have a cup of tea here. I have no idea, when we make hot drinks, 9 times out of 10 they always end up being cool or very, very cold. Anyhow, yeah, I've had some people say to me, oh my goodness, you are so brave creating a YouTube channel. To me, it's like a diary, a journal in my sewing, and obviously having conversations with everybody, and yeah, sometimes meeting people. I did meet a lady a few weeks ago, and she came somewhere obviously, and she was looking around, she was getting introduced to everybody, and then she looked at me and she goes, I know you. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you kind of go through everything and you think, oh, I do not recognise the lady. And then you sort of think, oh my goodness, I hope I was good where she recognised. But anyhow, turns out that obviously she has been following my YouTube channel, and hopefully we'll become friends out of that. So again, there are positives. And also it's all great for the fun stuff as well, going to the stitching shows, everything like that, all the fun stuff, and obviously having people that are equally as obsessed with fabric and patterns and notions. Awesome things. And yeah, I just crescendo of birds, or little hedge birds, sparrows. So yeah, we are all kind of on this journey, no matter what it is, and journeys within journeys. And yeah, like I said, for me it's kind of like a sewing diary, and a whole host of learning, and yeah, you kind of get tips and tricks and inspiration and ideas. Yeah, it's just absolutely wonderful. So that's all the positive sides, and obviously when you get the negativity, it does get you down. But somehow you got to find braveness and realise all the positive things. I just always kind of think back, and kind of everything is about making memories, and yeah, it's awesome going to these places. I mean, think of like the Dressmaker's Bar, think of all the stitching shows, or just catching up with people when you start making some friends. I mean, obviously not everybody wants to be friends. You kind of find your feet, and then I guess it's like, unfortunately sometimes friendships do not always move forward, other times that they do, and obviously you build upon that, and yeah, have lots of fun and lots of memories, and of course a whole bunch more fabric. I think this is also the downside when you meet people as well. And yes, the fabric stash increases, and have lots of purchases and pattern purchases and everything like that, and all the fun stuff. But again, yeah, doing all this, it's like all the people that I've met and all the things stitchy, sewing wise, socials and everything like that. And I am not a brave person. I know you guys think, oh yeah, she's really confident, I am so not, guys. No, I am literally somebody that lives in the shadows. I am literally the invisible person, believe me. Seriously, I am. And yeah, I'm going somewhere tomorrow, and seriously, last couple of days, oh my goodness, I have got absolute knots in my tummy. I am just so terrified. And in March, next month, I cannot believe it, almost in March, I've got to do the catwalk. Oh my goodness, it's like I'm going to have a coronary. Seriously, I'm going to be that terrified. Oh my goodness. Guys, if you know, my legs are absolutely ouch. I've got a huge bubble. I've been sat in the most really uncomfortable place. Both my legs now are completely numb with needles and pins. Yeah, anyway, at least the sun is shining. It really is a sunny day. I know it does not look like it. I can kind of see in the background there. Seriously, there are blue skies. Anyhow, shall we see what I have been up to sewing wise? And just over there I can see Renee, who's behind the camera looking for some seed. So the dress that I am wearing, which is this wonderful rainbow gingham, which I have been given, and yeah, just show you a little bit of the journey with the zipper. So here we go. Righto, you can clearly see that you're looking at gingham or plaid, and I have literally just finished installing my zipper, and I have made sure that the seam across the waist matches up. The bottom is okay, or at least it's okay enough for me, because for the most part sometimes the bottom part does not always match up, but it did. And also following up to the top, both the top there matches really well. It's all level. Go me. So you're probably thinking, okay, and righty ho. So the eagle-eyed among you, if you look carefully, the squares match up, and then for some strange reason they just slightly start mismatching as you start going down, and look, it gets really bad, and then strangely they start matching up again, which is really cool. And a bit of a dilemma whether to get the quick unpick out, because if you look at the back here, you can see just slightly there, obviously on the left side, that is obviously a little bit kind of off centre, I guess, with the stitching there. So I could take all the stitches out of one side of the zipper, take the stitches out along the waist area there, and then re-sew the waist seam there, and then that will obviously line up, because if I pull the zipper down, and obviously I want to make sure that the plaid is matched up. There is a zipper coming. There it is, there it is, there it is. So all I would need to do is just make sure each time I match the plaid squares up, I'll have to do it in a way where I kind of have to just play around with a little bit of ease, so then they all match up, but without kind of having any kind of like little bridges, overpasses going on, you know what I mean, little humps, I guess, in the fabric. Yeah, there is a little bit of stretch to this fabric, but that means I've got to get the quick unpick out and do all that. Boo. Alright, okay, so starting from the top, I matched the top there as best as I can, so it's pretty level. I just need to install a hook and bar. And yeah, as we go down, I have matched the plaid as best as I can. There's a little bit of a wobble, which is there. And as long as I got the waist area, the edges there matched up, I was kind of pretty happy. And yeah, and then following down to the end there. Okay, I know there's a couple wobble stitches there. I'm done, guys. I do not want to tempt any bad fate with kind of unpicking that and reinstalling just that little end there, because knowing my luck, I'll run out of luck. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that overall, and if anybody's that close, they are way too close, and obviously it is on the back. So yeah, so pretty much that's it, all good to go. Also, little bit a sneaky peek of the vest that I have started to cut out and sew here. Righto, so I think today I may do a little bit of cutting out. I have this vintage pattern 5206, kind of this little vest pattern going on here. Always wanted one of these, obviously, since I have been creating clothes, which yes, okay, pretty much all my life. Obviously I had a ready to wear one, but I do not think I've ever actually sewn one. I know I've repaired them. For the lining, I have this set in, kind of a plum colour, and the colours are coming up pretty much true to colour. And I picked up this fabric from Roy's Fabric when it was at the stitching show, and yeah, it has a little bit of wool content, not too much because I have very sensitive skin, and yes, I'll end up being itchy and scratchy. So that hopefully is the plan for that. I'll show you the back of the pattern as well. Obviously it's not exactly the largest photos, but there we go. And also the other project I have is this Makars M8007 007 and yeah, this has been kind of in the waiting pile because I did not have the correct length zipper, and now I do. It is just not really the correct colour, and I'm hoping that because obviously it's a zipper fly, I can kind of disguise it a little bit, because obviously the flap will hopefully cover it if my sewing is okay. So yeah, that is the plan today, is finish off these jeans, and because of the type of fabric that I had, the length and everything, I remember that I had to piece the fabric pieces together, so it would just add a bit of interest to the pattern. I have had a lovely cup of tea made for me. This is such a cute little cup. You can hear all the ladies as well upstairs. Anyhow, I am now just starting to lay everything out, and I have this folded over because here is obviously where you would lengthen and shorten, and because for the most part you guys know that I'm pretty tall, and I am going to add at least a couple inches. So what I'm going to do is cut around and then unpin that, obviously make a little mark there, and then slide it down to the amount that I need to add. Righto, so everything here is now being cut out, and the lining as well. Oh my goodness, yeah, slippery fabric, cutting that out. That was fun. Not. I also have created my own tab for the back of the vest. The pattern does not have a pattern piece, does not call for it, and I kind of wanted to have a little back tab. Obviously it is not functional, it's just purely sort of for aesthetics, but yeah, I did that as a little extra. Also, very sadly, I have lost Lockie, one of my little cavies. He passed away in my arms, all nested up, and it was very, very peaceful. Cavies, for those of you who do not know, that is their proper name, a guinea pig. I will insert, Titty will insert some little bits of video so you can see both Lockie and his son Frank, and they never used to get on, and last 2-3 weeks they have actually been kind of running around together, eating together, so you see a little bit of that footage now.
Beautiful boys. Beautiful boys. I see a beautiful face. There we go.
Not forgetting the Beyond the Pink Door zooms with some of the ladies, so yes, that will be sped up so we all sound like squeaky chipmunks. Here. Hey, pretty Renee. There you are. Where's Rena? Where's she going? You see her? Look at you. Hey Renee. Oh, you're so pretty. Well then guys, I am going to say thank you so very much for stopping by, and for those that comment, again thank you so much for your time commenting, and for everybody that gives me a thumbs up, because we do like that like button. And yeah, I'm just going to leave you a little bit of what I've been sewing today, and it is my pouches, and I'm hoping, cross fingers, that maybe one or two ladies might purchase a pattern pouch tomorrow. It is always a little bit hard when you are starting new ventures. It is incredibly scary and everything like that, and obviously it's getting out there, and I'm not very good at that. Like I said, I'm quiet and I hide. And for those of you that would like to check the show notes below, there is a link to the website and the other YouTube channel as well. A couple of little shenanigans that go on there. If the sunshine is not out where you are, stay warm and cozy and safe, and have fun and enjoyment in everything that brings you joy. Okay everybody, thank you.